See, the thing with this movie, Cabin in the Woods, is if you don't like it, then people think something's wrong with you. If you don't like the film, then people think, well, you just hate it because it seems like you have more of a problem that other people liked it instead of the problem itself. Get over it, dude. And I'm like, okay, granted, people who keep saying that you made me hate it more, that's not the reason why I hate it. The reason I hate the movie Cabin in the Woods, one, it's not the cast. It's not the cast. But one, I don't think the screenplay is as smart as people give credit to. Yes, I know the film is not to be taken seriously. Yes, I know it's a horror comedy. Yes, I know people say, well, it's meant to mock what people hate about horror movies today. I'm like, really? What I hate about horror movies today are every single one having a downbeat ending, every single horror film being not scary, not creepy, and boring. That's really the main clincher. Boring. So is a mocking movie say, well, it failed on that part because it was a boring ass movie. It's a boring ass film. It wasn't that funny. I've seen movies that were funnier. Tucker and Dale vs. Evil, Wes Craven's New Nightmare. That has better stuff where it mocks or where it gives credit to movies before, like the other Nightmare on Elm Street films, or plays with the conventions. That's what I'm getting at. It's just the setup was fine, even though you have so many questions. How the hell did they set upon this particular set of kids? Did they just get lucky and go, oh wow, this happens to have a stoner, and this happens to have a jock, and this happens to have a... They just happens to have every single one of the things that they need. I love that Chris Hemsworth's character. It's like it's his cousin, but like he doesn't know if he has a cousin or not. Like obviously it can't be his cousin if it's this company's. And they want to do to the gods. Okay. My main problem with the movie is that I don't think it's as impressive as people make it out to be. I think it's overrated. I don't think it's funny. I don't think it's smart. And it's not that impressive. I've seen movies like this done better. I keep saying that. But it mocks the conventions. You know what the convention that I hate most in horror films is being bored and not being scary or not being thrilling or not be adrenaline pumping, not have a stupid ending. Can it do that? Because that's what my problem with horror films today are. They have stupid endings, they're not thrilling, they're not scary, and they're boring. So, in my opinion, this movie failed on that aspect. I didn't mind the build up. I saw in the theater. That's why I saw in the theater. I liked the trailer to it. It started kind of abrupt. But then, as the movie went along, I'm like, okay, I don't mind the cast. I know the characters have a little bit more to them. Like Chris Hemsworth has, he's a jock, but he's actually studying up on more academic classes, among other stuff. I understand it's explained why they add them, because the blonde, what made her hair turn color, they put chemicals in there, and they put chemicals in this and that. Whoop-de-doo. They explain why there's cliches. Why is that impressive? What's so impressive of explaining a cliche? It's like, I don't care about an explanation on the cliche. Why is that so exciting? Why is this so... What's so funny about that? I heard this shit in Scream. That was back in 96. You know? Play with it. Tucker and Dale vs. Evil, Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon. These are films that played with these cliches. Here, it doesn't play it. It just explains it. That's my problem. It just explains the cliches, and it's because of chemicals, and it's because of this. They do so much of that that they forgot to make a adrenaline pumping, entertaining, scary film. Oh, it's meant to be a comedy. The stoner dude, okay, he was funny at times. The middle portion of the film is just a boring redneck zombie movie. That's what it is. It's a boring redneck zombie movie with this girl making out with this wolf, which was a silly, stupid, boring scene. Uh, People get killed in very boring ways, unimpressive ways, lackluster ways. Nothing inventive at all. If you're doing a show for the gods, give them a show worth a damn. You give them a shitty show. You're giving these guys a shitty fucking show. Oh, but they're us because look at the titties. I don't need to see titties in a horror film. That's not what porn is for. Okay, I can watch a porn movie and get more entertainment out of it. It's just, okay, let's explain the cliche. Then let's explain the cliche. Then explain the cliche. This is why it's a cliche. This is how it happened. This is how the cliche became a cliche. That's not interesting to me. That's boring. I've seen enough of these cliches. I don't want to see them anymore. Oh, we're mocking them. No, you're explaining them. You're explaining how they became to be. That's not a fascinating aspect of a movie. It really isn't. These characters on a tale of survival, or these characters dealing with the situation in a very funny way, and this is not the case. The whole middle portion of the film is just a very boring redneck zombie movie. That's the point. The point is to make a boring movie? Sorry, I thought it was the opposite. Because if I go, well, it's like Ron turned 7. If it was that. Well, that's the point. Really? The point is to make a boring movie? Wow, the gods of this movie must be pissed. Maybe it wasn't because he didn't fulfill all the sacrifices. It's like the guy's like, wow, this movie sucked ass. I'm coming for you, Scooter. The middle portion is just a very fucking boring zombie movie. One of the most boring zombie movies in a long time. Or redneck movies, or both. Why don't I just watch Wrong Turn instead? Which have characters, and this film is pretentious. It's pretentious and thinks it's better than what it is. That's a problem I have with that. I don't think it's as good as people make it out to be. It's not as funny. It's not as clever. It's not as imaginative and innovative. I've seen dozens of films that delve in this kind of material. Oh, it has such a great twist. Really? That's such a great twist? You ever, it's not that great of a twist, for fuck's sake. I don't know what else. I mean, it's a boring movie. When Chris Hemsworth died, it pissed me off. He gives a great speech. He's ready. And of course, right before, way before the beginning of the film, a fucking bird ran into the damn force field. So you know there's a fucking force field. So there's no surprise behind it. But I was still pissed off when he got hit and fell into CGI land. It was stupid. It wasn't funny. It was dumb as shit. Dumb as fucking shit. And then people get killed in such boring ass ways. The fucking stoner dude somehow is alive for bullshit reasons. He gets dragged away to his death. In 5 seconds, there's a spurt of blood. And oh yeah, he killed it. I'm like, bullshit. That is a load of bullshit. Despite what people want to say, I'm not that big of an idiot. I may have the redneck features, but I do have kind of a brain behind it. A dude gets dragged, and then about as quick as that. And then he's alive. I'm like, what? And then it's like, they have this facility underground, which they have like one guard. One fucking guard. To the controls where all these fucking creatures are. Which somehow they contained all these creatures. Did hell provide these creatures? Did the gods provide these creatures? And say, hey, here you go. Fucking A. Do some shit. And I'm like, okay, I guess that's the case. I guess that's the case. They get out on one fucking guard and they let the monster mash out, which I've seen done better in waxwork and stuff. Here, it's shitty CGI. You got what? Fuckers from The Strangers, a CGI snake out of Sci-Fi Channel, some CGI something from BattleBots, more zombies, a fucking clown, and something from fucking unicorn. Fucking well, great. My Little Pony is gonna kill my ass. That's great. Like my friend Mike said, why don't you just have the fucking Care Bears come out? Hell, why isn't there a guy with a hockey mask? Why isn't there? Are there vampires? I can't remember. Were there vampires? I mean, There's all yeah the reject from fucking Hellraiser with saw blades. Put a saw up his ass. Yeah, ghost. And you have a fucking werewolf. Okay. It's just the Monster Mash wasn't that. What's so great about it? It's CGI, bad CGI, and it's like it goes by like that, and really not much to it. Bunch of bad CGI in your face. What's so great about that? And then there comes Sigourney Weaver, who she could have just carried a gun and popped him in the fucking head if she wanted to. Nope. Just she's stupid. World hands with a fucking something from Clash of the Titans come out. You never seen that happen. Yeah, I've never seen the world end in a movie. You ever seen Beneath the Planet of the Apes? You ever seen No One with Nick Cage? Oh, I spoiled it. Whatever. It's a couple years old at least. I've seen endings like that before. It's not different. Oh, it takes away the cliches. No, it doesn't. It just explains them. Why they're there. This is why we have the cliches. Because we have gods. And we have to do this for them. And we have to... It's like, I don't need a fucking lecture. I want a fast-paced, adrenaline-pumping, scary, thrilling movie. And it's not. They go up to the cabin. Shitty redneck zombie action that's boring as hell. They're driving. They blow up the thing so they can't get through. Chris Hemsworth dies into CGI land. They go down. CGI monster mash. I've seen better in Waxwork, Waxwork 2, number of other movies. Then the world ends with something from Clash of the Titans. That's the movie. And people are like, oh, you don't get it. Yes, I get it. Doesn't mean I think it's a good movie. I just don't see what's so impressive about it. And people then, it's like I explain it, and then people say the same thing to me. And I'm like, I just explained it in the video. It mocks the cliches. And I'm like, no, it explains it. Tenfold. What? And shit in the script doesn't make sense. Characters get wasted. I've seen that in horror films. Everything that people mention, it's like, I've seen this in horror films before. I've seen it done better in horror films before. You want to take the cliches and skewer it? Behind the Mask, Rise of Leslie Vernon was a nice twist on the slasher film. Tucker Dale vs. Evil was a nice twist on the redneck film. You know, like Deliverance or, sort of their Cabin in the Woods. I've seen better movies. I've seen better comedies. I've seen better horror comedies. One person said it best. Evil Dead 2 is the real Cabin in the Woods. Okay? Just go watch Evil Dead 2. That's the real Cabin in the Woods. I agree with that person. it's not that innovative. It's not that great. Wes Craven's New Nightmare did this shit years and years before. So did Scream. So did a lot of movies. So did even the original April Fools. They played around with the cliches. But it still told, in my opinion, a good story without shitty CGI, without boredom. That's my bottom line. Cabin in the Woods was fucking boring. With a shitty ending, but it was boring. Enough said. End of video.